Today on the Rainbow Lit Fest, I'm with stellar director Mr. Hansal Mehta. Mr. Hansal Mehta, welcome to NDTV.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
Now, tell us about give us an overview of the festival and how you landed here, and your panel discussion was very interesting. Tell us about it.
Well, I'm here because Chirag Thakkar, who is a big supporter of the festival, uh, reached out to me, and I make it a point, no matter what the schedule, to be involved in some way or the other in LGBTQ events or happenings. Any way I can sort of support the community and make the their voices travel wider.
And Mr. Mehta, you've made a film on this topic, on the issue of the queer community. How did you think of making that film with Mr. Manoj Bajpayee?
The story came to me. I did not find the story. The story found me. And it sort of reflected some of the things I felt about being, marginalized in this country. So your identity, being queer is one of them. Like being marginalized because of your religion, your identity, sexual identity, all these things always trouble me. That why should a person be marginalized for his or her choices? So this story sort of spoke to me. And then I had Apurva, who wrote the film, who himself was at that time. He came out during the making of the film. On NDTV. Yeah, We the People. That's where he came out.
Mr. Mehta, I followed your work and I feel that you don't worry about commercial success. You make what you feel passionately about. Where does that come from?
Well, I give the impression that I don't worry about commercial success, but you cannot exist in today's capitalist times not worrying about that. I try to make my films in such a way that, they secure the investment. I try to secure the I get into films that have secured the investment through digital to non-theatrical revenues and other things, so that, I can't just make a film for myself because it costs money and it's somebody else's money.
And Mr. Mehta, do you think times have really changed, or are we still there when it comes to the queer community?
Well, yes and no. In our metropolitan cities, there's far more awareness, there's far more community, so to speak, and it's no longer that marginalized, except from a certain generation, perhaps. But we still have a lot of work to do. We've forgotten that most of our country lives in the rural centers.
But Mr. Mehta, I do feel that, with OTT things are changing how we depict intimacy between couples. But when there's a question of the queer community and the intimacy being depicted on screen, how do you feel about that? Because we're not there actually yet.
Yeah, we have to work on it. I shot an intimate scene between Ranveer Brar and Pratik Gandhi, and some people found it awkward. It was intended to be awkward because they were, it was the first time. But I think when I look at the scene, I might today I could do it better. Use an intimacy coordinator to do the scenes better. Because intimacy is something, whether it's man, woman, or two men, for screen, it's almost like like choreographing a dance or doing an action sequence. It has to look good on screen. It's not about what happens there at that moment. So the depiction is also a lot about craft. And I think I can do a lot I can talk about myself in improving my craft while depicting those scenes.
Mr. Mehta, I want to know what made you cast Ranveer for the role in Buckingham Murders.
I don't know, Ranveer I felt he fitted the role. We were shooting in London for a long time and I thought I'd get a chef to cook for me free.
What's next, Mr. Mehta? Anything in the pipeline?
Well, there's a show on Gandhi which we are actively into post-production for. And number of shows and films. Hopefully all that starts. I have been working on Gandhi for nearly 2.5 years now. So all the new work begins in a lot of backlog, which I hope to complete in the next 2 years.
And Mr. Mehta, new struggling filmmakers, the new people who want to come into the profession, what is your advice to them?
Just no work is too small. And just keep working. Struggling is about working and bettering yourself. Today, the opportunities are much more than when I started. Films could be made, shot only on film. Today, none of those restrictions exist. You can shoot it on your phone. So tell your stories, write your stories, read, write, watch, and create. The world is your theatre.
You're directing, Mr. Mehta. Now, I want to know who's your favorite. I mean, who's the actor that you really like in these times currently?
I think we are blessed to have the kind of actors we have today, and
Anyone in particular?
nobody really. I mean, I have been blessed. I mean, I have worked with Rajkumar Rao, Manoj Bajpayee, Pratik Gandhi, Gagan Dev Riya recently. I mean, Zishan Ayub, Karishma Tanda. I mean, Tabu. What more can I ask for? I've worked with Kareena Kapoor. I've been blessed. Because and it's only because the intention. The intention is that the correct actor for the part. Not really driven by just the star power.
And being a journalist, I was drawn to Scoop. So, what prompted you to make a story on Jigna Vora?
Well, the book, she had written a book. I read the book, and the book was more a prison diary. I felt that there was a story beyond the prison diary about journalism and what it has done, the hubris that it has created for journalists. The pressure of delivering a scoop every day is so intense, and where it drives you literally. The prison is a metaphor for that madness. She actually finds peace in the prison. So I found that very fascinating, and I tried to explore that. I mean, I think Scoop, in terms of craft, in terms of telling a story, is one of my most accomplished works.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mehta, for speaking with us. And I always look forward to your work. Thank you. Thank you.